Hi, my name is Sarah Avery, and I am the Executive Director of Quanta Change. So, are you a people pleaser like me? Do you worry a lot about what other people think of you? Do you need them to like you? Do you spend lots of time trying to get them to like you or be what you think they want you to be? Maybe are you starting to see that this isn't working so well, that you're feeling maybe invisible or unseen or unheard, or that your needs actually aren't getting met? Maybe you've done some therapy or self-help work to try and step out of this pattern and this need for other people's approval, and yet that's just not really working. So it's not your fault. It's because the root of this problem is something called learned distress, and it's stored in your brain in a way that makes it really inaccessible to most of the methods that we use to try and feel better. So learned distress is the Quanta Change term for the feeling that you absorbed very early in life, that there's something wrong with you being just the way that you are. And learned distress becomes the automatic generating force behind all of our negative situations and thoughts and feelings and ways that we feel that we have to be in the world. And for those of us who people please, one of the ways we try and overcome this learned distress, this feeling there's something wrong with us, is to try and get other people's approval. That's really how we survive, and that's why it's such a strong need. Does that make sense? Yeah, so here's the problem. Learned distress is stored at this very deep feeling level that really makes it inaccessible to your rational thinking brain. So unfortunately, just understanding the problem or thinking differently or doing things differently, like telling yourself that you don't need other people's approval anymore, that just doesn't change that deep underlying feeling that there's something wrong with you that's actually generating this negative pattern for you. So in other words, you cannot think or act your way out of your learned distress. But I have good news, because Quanta Change, the work that I have been doing for the past 22 years, was actually developed to get to that deep feeling level and peel out layers of learned distress permanently. When you do, your natural well-being expands to take the place that learned distress was sitting. Your well-being is the feeling at your core that you are just great being yourself and that you have everything you need within you, and that it is your view of yourself that really matters most. So the more space those feelings take up inside of you and become this automatic generating force behind your situations and your life, the more you feel that way and the more your life just looks that way automatically. That really is how it works. And this is what I've been seeing for myself and for my clients for more than 2 decades now. So let me give you an example of how that looks. I'm going to use myself as an example today because this is such a huge part of my learned distress. So I used to lose tons of sleep worrying about what other people thought of me. And I was like an expert chameleon. You know what I mean? Like I could make myself over into whatever people wanted me to be, except I wasn't really being myself, and people could sense that, I think. And it was exhausting, and it was actually detrimental to my relationships. My neediness for other people's approval was really actually repelling them. So I unlearned tons and tons of this learned distress. And today, what I can tell you is that I know who I am. I know what matters to me and what I think, and I can freely and openly express that without any reservations or hesitations. I don't lose tons of sleep about what other people think of me anymore. And it's just really a radical change. But not only for me, I've seen the same kind of change in so many of my clients over the years. So if that kind of change sounds intriguing to you, the first thing to do to explore more is to get a free personalized report from my website to find out which of the 6 patterns of learned distress you have. They are called the idealist, the optimist, the perfectionist, the caregiver, the defeatist, and the dictator. So to find out which pattern you have, you're going to take an in-depth, scientifically validated personality test on my website that measures your learn to stress. And I will send you your free personalized report that shows your pattern of learn to stress and the kinds of positive change that people with our pattern tend to see. So I hope you'll do that today, and I will be back soon to share another way in which Quanta Change really can help you feel good being you. Thanks so much.